So this is Radharasa Sudanidhi, and we had mentioned about the how the holy name was so sweet. I believe we discussed that last time. Verse 68. This is verse 68. In this verse, Lakshmi Koti Vilakshya Lakshana Lasal Lila Kishori Shater Aradyam Brajamandale Eti Madaram Radhabidanam Param Jyoti Kinchana Stinchad Ujvala Rasa Prag Bhavam Avirbhavad Radhe Chaitasi Bhuri Bhagya Vibhava Kasyap Yaho Jimbate. In this verse, Saraswati Pad, he is explaining this. Aho Radhe, it is only by great fortune that someone can be absorbed in meditating on your sweet holy name, Radha, that sprinkles a transcendental light of erotic ras, that is worshipable by hundreds of young girls of Braj Mandal, whose extraordinary beautiful pastimes are again embarrassing millions of goddesses of fortune. So this, in this particular word he's using here, he says Ati Sundaram. This says the holy name of Krishna is. It says Brajamandali Ati Maduram. Excuse me, I meant to say Ati Maduram, which means excessively sweet. And then he says that holy name is excessively sweet. And then Aradyam Brajamandale Kishori Shata. Kishori Shata, like we say Shata, Ashtotara Shata, Ashtotara Shata, which means 100. Shata means 100. Kishori Shata, Aradyam Brajamandale. So it says that during Radha's time, and Krishna's time, when they were here, hundreds and hundreds of Kishori gopis, they're always chanting Radharani's sweet name, Ati Maduram. We have our Ati Sundari. Ati Maduri, Ati Maduri, Ati Maduram. They're always chanting, and so if we see Braj Mandal now, the ladies they're still chanting the sweet names of Radharani. There's a very nice bhajan that they sing in Brajvasha language that gives you some indication of what it's like to be born in Braj, even in this place, Braj, what to speak of Bhoma Vrindavan. But they're born here, and this bhajan, the girls, the Kishoris or the Choris, Braj Choris, Kishoris, young girls, they often sing this song when they're on Prikrama of Govardhan. The translation is, they say like this, they say, O Sham, I'm a young Kishori of your village of Braj. I'm born here. I'm born in your land of Vrindavan, and I'm a young Kishori. And I'm growing up in your land of Vrindavan, and soon my mother and father, they will arrange for me to be married. But actually, you should always know that there's no one in this whole world for me except you. And even when I'm married, I'll always be chanting your name and always be remembering you. So please, just think of me and don't forget me. So these are young girls. They're not even married. They're virgin girls. They're kanyas and kishoris.
But I think they don't understand even the meaning. They just recite it.
I think they don't even understand it. But I was walking behind a group of these girls, and then my friend, he told me what they were saying, and I was so much impressed that maybe they don't, but just say they did know that they're growing. They had some idea of they were singing something about Krishna. I'm sure of that much.
Because their families sing, so they learn.
Yeah, they learn from their grandmother and their mother, and it's traditional that when you go on Govardhan Prikrama, you sing this type of song. Sri Radha's holy name is Ati Maduram, very sweet. God's name is naturally sweet and full of ras, because that is God's constitution. But a tongue that is afflicted with the disease of jaundice or ignorance cannot relish the sweetness of rock candy. I mean, that's the analogy. In the same way, a person who pollutes his heart by committing offenses cannot taste the sweetness of the holy name. Sri Krishna's name is the sweetest name of all, but Sri Radha's name is so sweet that it attracts Krishna. There's one book entitled Ras Sagar, which it says in the translation, "O living entity," that's us, "you have wandered through the material world so many times, in so many forms, and so many births, and you have sometimes relished and eaten sugared grape juice," or I guess it means sweet grape juice, "or condensed milk, and sometimes you went to heaven and tasted nectar, or the lips of the heavenly damsel, Ramba. But tell me truly, did you ever experience the sweetness of pronouncing the two syllables, Radha?" This is the question living entities are being asked. Did you ever experience the sweetness of the two syllables, Radha? So that we have to answer each individually. This is an interesting point. Anyone who brings the light of Radha's name in his heart will be showered by countless streams of sweet erotic ras. The word prag bhav means the seed. Just as a seed contains a huge tree, so the holy name of Radha also contains all the items of Mandri Bhav Saran. Saraswati Pad says, this unlimited sweetness will be automatically revealed in the hearts of those greatly fortunate souls who attain the mercy of great souls that are dedicated to the worship of Srimati Radharani. So then again, we get back to the point of kripa, mercy, blessing of great devotees. That's why we so much emphasize sadhu sangha, sarva shastra hoy, lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. That if we hear, as I mentioned previously, if we hear a great devotee, a premi bhakta, chant the holy name of Krishna, Mahamantra, or we hear him chant the name of Radha, or Radhe, then such effect can happen in our hearts if we're near aparadhis. They say, which we'll also discuss, that there are three conditions for the phal. There are three conditions to taste the fruit of Shastra. The Shastra phal, Shuti phal, or phal Shuti. In many places in Shastra it's explaining, if you do this, you'll get that. If you do this, you'll get this or that. If you take a bath in Radhakund, you'll get Mandri Bhav. You'll get Gopi Bhav in one bath. And so you may reply to that, I bathed so many times, and I'm still in Kam Bhav. I have my Bhav as Kam Bhav, I'm still full of lust. Where's my Mandri Bhav? So then the Acharyas, Mahajans, they explain there are three criterion that are required for these fantastic boons and benefits to manifest in a devotee. Do you know what they are? What's one of them? First of all, one must be near aparadhi, not nirupadi. Of course, that's part of it, I suppose. But what they're saying is near aparadhi. One must be free from aparad, jiva aparad, Vaishnav aparad, Dham aparad. Dham aparad? Mm-hmm. There's 10 offenses to holy Dham? I didn't know. I've been coming here for years. I didn't know there were 10 offenses. I've been doing business here for years. I didn't know there were 10 offenses. One of them is doing business. Dham aparad, Nam aparad, Vaishnav aparad, Seva aparad, Jiva aparad. So one must be near aparadhi. What's the second condition? One must have Shraddha, faith. Niraparadi, and we have Shraddha. You must have faith. What's the other one? So there are three things required. One is Icha, for those who want fancy words. One is Icha, Niraparadi, and Shraddha. So we read that if one takes one bath in Radhakund, he can awaken in his heart the same love that the gopis have for Radharani, which is called Mandri Bhav. Sakrid eva snatur avishkaroti. Sakrid eva snatur avishkaroti. It says in Upadeshamrita. Sakrid. One. Single. Only. One time. At any rate, these are the three requirements. So we say, oh, I bathed, and it didn't happen. So the first thing is, are we free from offenses? And you have to answer. The second thing is, do we have faith? Oh yes, I have faith. No, it means, do we have faith in Rupa Goswami? Do we have faith in the Shastras that when they say this, I believe it? Because when the Shastras say things, we say, oh, come on, how is that possible? I can't have one bath and get gopi bhav. So there, no Shraddha, no faith in Shastra or Mahajans. Doubting. He who casts words of doubt dost put the light of knowledge out. Bhakti Thakur. You're doubtful, then knowledge is out. Of course, you have to express your doubts to obtain knowledge. But doubting the Shastra, this is not good. So then there's no Shraddha, so then no result, no phal, no fruit. Then the next thing is desire. Oh, I have lots of desire. But this has to be our only desire, Icha, ek kam. That, oh yes, I would like to be Radharani's Mandri. That sounds like a good idea. I like to have Mandri Bhav. I like to have that same love that the Mandris have. That sounds good. Oh, Rupa Goswami, yeah, I believe it, and I'm free from offenses. Really? That's the only thing you want? You don't want anything else in this world? Not a new sari, not new earrings, not a new food, a nice apartment, AC. This. You have no other desire, no other Icha? Kevala or Icha? Nay, no Icha? No, that's the only thing. I don't want anything in this world but the eternal service of Radharani. So if we have these three criteria, we meet these three conditions, then when we bathe, we'll come up, we'll have Gopi Bhav, we'll have Mandri Bhav, one bath. But we don't believe. We're doubting Thomases, as they say. We don't believe the Shastra. So the Shastras are not incorrect. Of course, we'll get to this point also in Art of Chanting tomorrow. The Shastras are quite correct. They're not exaggerating to try to sell the product. This thing will do this and that, this and that. Oh, I better buy it. And you buy it. Hey, this doesn't do well. Well, it's salesmanship. It's not salesmanship. The Mahajans are not trying to sell the product. They're speaking as it is, correct, truthfully. Shastra can never be understood without Guru. You have no right to read Shastra without Guru. No one has a right. And you cannot understand any Shastra without Guru. So the Gurus who are commenting on Shastras are explaining these points. Because you're only taking this Shastra on the external level, which is what you see with your external eyes. You can't see the subtle level and you can't see the Daivik level. But Acharyas can see the subtle level, mental level, and the Daivik level. Because if you read Shastras alone, you only see the physical. Hey, the Shastra said you bathe, you get gopi pain. That's the external level. How do you bathe? When do you bathe? Where do you bathe? That you can't see with your external eyes. That's why there's all Shastras have commentaries. Bhagavad Gita has commentary. Upanishad has commentary. Bhagavatam has commentary. Because the Shastras are not meant for the uninitiated. You must have a guru. If you read Shastra and you're not initiated, you'll get some gyan. And you'll get the idea that I should get initiated. And you'll get that much idea. The Shastras will give you this much idea. If I want to understand this, I need a guru. If I want to actually perfect human life, I need a guru. That you'll get from Shastra, without Guru. Then, when you have Guru, then you can actually enter into Shastra and get the true benefit of Shastra, which is Dharma, Art, Kam, Moksha. You can't do anything without Guru or Purohit or Brahmin. You read the Karma Kandiya Shastra, you get this, I read this, I get this benefit. But that's not enough. You still need a Brahmin to help you do the yajna. Always need some help. This is not some self-help techniques. How to build your own house. Self-help book on computers. How to build a computer. This is the complete book on software. Break them down, build them up, do everything yourself. How to make your own motherboard. How to make your own fatherboard. How to make your own baby board. The Shastra is not like this. The Shastras are secret. It's Rahasya. What is Krishna saying? Gita. Sarva Guyatamam. Sarva Guyatamam. This is secret of all secrets. Hey, I'll tell you. I just spoke all about karma for 500 verses. The real thing is, forget it. Manmanabha Madbhakto. Become a devotee. So Krishna, who's the Adi Guru of Arjuna, who's the Guru of Arjuna, he says, listen, forget all that crap I told you. Sarvadharma Prityaja. Arjuna couldn't understand the Shastra. Because Krishna was speaking equivocally. He's speaking Karam, Gyan, Yog, Sankhya. Hey Krishna, what are you trying to say exactly? I'm trying to say, always think of me, love me, Bas. Worship me, that's it. So I'll conclude there. Is any comments or questions?
I'm just thinking that in last Kartik, what you gave a class on Anya Bilashata Shunyam, till we don't, it's just a comment one, this is my thinking, until we don't really invite that in our, all our devotional activities, it is very, because otherwise it becomes like a result-oriented activity. Every activity you're doing, you're looking for a result, and then you're going on a path which is where still you're the center. Of
yes.
Each and every activity. So like taking a bath in Radhakarn. You're looking for that feeling of prem.
No, well the thing is, I have to respond to your comment that there's some things that are permissible for a sadhak. One thing is, it's permissible to desire to make spiritual advancement, to desire to become purified, to desire to become qualified to purely serve Radha and Krishna. That abhilash is permitted. So if you see somewhere, it's very, but the bottom line of all the activities of a devotee is the anukulyena Krishnanu, the pleasure of Krishna, which is what you're hinting at. But he can take part in different activities if his meditation is this is for the pleasure of Krishna, but it's also for my purification, so that I can fulfill my desire to love Krishna purely. So therefore, I read in the Shastra, Krishna is very pleased if someone stays up all night. Then it might say so many other things. If someone does Jagran, this Ekadasi Jagran, you get so many benefits. I don't want any of those material benefits. I only want the pleasure of Krishna, but I want to become purified, so I become eligible, as fast as possible, I become qualified to render pure devotional service, which is being talked about. So, if you bathe, if you take a bath in otherwise, then you don't take any bath in Radhakund. You say, well, I'll just chant Hare Krishna, that's pleasing to Krishna. No, the Shastras are telling us. Rupa Goswami is saying, he said that as much as possible, one should take a bath in Radhakund. Why? Because it's good for you. It'll benefit you. It'll purify you. It'll increase, and it doesn't say anything in there how it's pleasing to Krishna.
Yes.
Or some things that say this is very pleasing to Krishna. You read many things. They induce you to do it by saying it's pleasing to Krishna. But there's some motivation there, but the motivation is for love. Everything we're doing is, like it says, Radharani says, anyone who bathes in Shamakund, they become very dear to me. So, this is Mandri Bhav. And this is my Sthai Bhav. I want to become very dear to Radharani. So let me bathe in Shamakund. Then Krishna says, anyone who bathes in Radhakund becomes very dear to me. So someone may want to become very dear to Krishna, so they bathe in Radhakund. You bathe in both. You want to be dear to both. Of course, they mix anyway. So when you're bathing, you're thinking you're bathing in both. You may just bathe in Shamakund. Oh, this is very pleasing. I want to please. What does bhakti mean? Please Radharani. It becomes very dear to me. Priya. Because my Priya Bhakta, Priya Gopi, Priya Sakhi. So I want to be dear. So, Radharani is saying, if anyone bathes in Shamakund, it becomes very dear to me. Well, I don't care about. That's a desire. I don't care. I don't care about becoming dear to Radharani. Why should I want to bathe there? No, I want to be Dhira. Do you want to be Dhira Rani? No, if she wants me to become Dhira, I'll become Dhira. I'm just Hare Krishna. No, we are living entities. Living entity has desire. And a pure living entity has one desire, to love and please Krishna and Radha. So things that are anukul or favorable for bringing us to that, fulfilling that and realizing that pure desire, we do those things with a passion, with a great enthusiasm. Utsaha nishtayat dharyat. Patiently and steadily. So all these things we trace out all the things, but it's like the wheat and the chaff. You throw out the outside part and get the germ, and make you take the seed coat out and eat the seed. You don't eat the outer part of the almond. Almond comes in a hard thing, or like a coconut. You don't eat the coconut. You knock it in half and take out the coconut meat. So you see many things that we're doing. They offer so many material benefits, so many boons and benedictions. That part we reject, but some devotees, they go for that. The materialistic, oh, I get this. I'll get a son if I do this brata. I'll get children. I'll get money. I'll become famous. This, that. Yeah, I'll do this. I want to do this Chaturmasya brata. If I don't eat salt for 4 months, I'll get a sweet voice. Then when I sing, all the girls will look at me and, wow, you're so beautiful. And you sing so nice, and maybe I'll get a good wife also. And so this is all contamination of the pure desire to love Krishna. But it says, if anyone observes Chaturmasya, I'm very pleased with that. Let me do this to please Krishna. This is the thing.
Yes, Maharaj. But even the external attraction, if it's not there, like sun or gross sex life, but there is an attraction for subtle sex life, which is the
profit, adoration, distinction.
Yes, Maharaj. So
that's a contamination.
When the whole result-oriented attitude is there towards a devotional activity, and then you're not getting that, then there's frustration. And I was just driving with Giridhari Prabhu the other day, and he was talking about some devotees who have this tendency of committing suicide, even after practicing devotional service for so many years. And I was really...
Well, that means they had the samskara before.
Yes, ma'am.
They didn't develop that samskara by doing bhakti, because that's not a bhakti samskara to eliminate the body. They already had the samskara in their chitta before they joined to commit suicide. Because maybe they committed suicide in last life.
But if you're doing 10 years of devotional activity,
what kind of devotion?
Yes, no, that's my point. That Anya Abhilashita Shunya and then Anukulyena Krishna, what you're talking about. That's
why that's the 11th verse of the nectar instruction. Nectar devotion. After the Mangala Charana and offering prayers to Sanatan and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha and Krishna, then he gets right to the subject matter. It's the Parivasa Sutra, the entire book. It's the Parivasa Sutra, the entire Bhagavatam, because it's summarized. It's not of the Bhagavatam. The whole purpose of Bhagavatam is to explain pure bhakti. And this is everything. That's what we have. So we spent 7 days in that shloka. 7 days classes in Kartik on Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. 7 hours just reading the purports. Not that I gave any kind of elaborate realizations, but because if we don't understand this, then we can spin our wheels, we can spin our tires for 10 years and just on the ice, and not make the engine's going fast and your car's going on the ice and you're not going anywhere. You ever get stuck on the ice with your car? So we're 10 years spinning our devotional tires. We're not laying any rubber. We're not patching out, as they say. We're not going forward. We're not progressing. He's been 10 years. 10 years, you add up to 10 years, it's 5 minutes. He maybe did 5 minutes of pure bhakti, and that's why he's even still around for 10 years. But actual tangible progress of eliminating, purifying the chitta, Cetodharvana Marjanam, very less. So all these bhog sanskaras, desires to do material things, are still embedded in the chitta. They haven't been eliminated by bhakti bhajan. The material desires haven't been cleansed from the chitta, and the pure bhakti desires haven't deeply been in place there. Because bhakti is so powerful. if one actually contacts pure bhakti, there's no question of committing suicide. Because that's so primal to understand that the body doesn't belong to me. That's the very basis of bhakti. This body is not mine. I am not the proprietor of this body. I don't own this body. It belongs to God. It's His body. I can't tell you. It's Sanatana Goswami wanted to commit suicide. Raghunath Das wanted to commit suicide. And they got preached to and say, what is this? Preach. Stay here in Radhakund and preach to us about the glories of Lord Chaitanya. So this is about basic Sambandha Gyan. If you actually have basic Sambandha Gyan, how can you think? It's not my body. I'm not this body. That's the beginning of any kind of spiritual pursuit. Aham Brahmasmi. But in Bhakti Bhajan, then there's the concept that this body belongs to Him for His service. What's the service of suicide? That's a sin. It's a sin to commit suicide. A grave sin. But to desire perfection and desire purification, and you see all different kind of angles and different kind of practices they can do. Of course, the main thing is to chant Hare Krishna purely, understand the Nam Tattva, and chant with Sambandha Gyan and proper bhav and art, understanding and meaning of the mantra, and attention, and avoiding all offenses. And that alone, that is our process. That is our Mahasadhana, Mahasadhana, our Shrestha, Bhajan Shrestha. The topmost of all bhajan is Nam. But when we see, especially when we have a particular inclination to serve or love Krishna a particular way, some inclination or some vague idea of loving them in a particular staiva, Madhurya Ras, Sakhi Ras, Vatsali Ras, then we see all kinds of indications and books and things to do that are related to that desired goal, then it's very conducive and anukul, favorable for us to do those things. If somebody's in Vatsali Ras, and they say, if anyone bathes in Radhakund, they will awaken a mood of loving Radharani like the gopis and manjaris. I said, well, I'm not interested in manjari, being a manjari. Maybe I don't. But then he may draw from a higher viewpoint. It's such a purifying practice. Maybe this will help me with my Vatsalya Ras or my Sakhi Ras. Let me bathe here in great honor and great respect and great faith. It will also help me. So there's different ways to look at it. It's the motivation. Everything we do. You must have heard the phrase in English. It doesn't matter what you do. What is it?
How you do it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do, it's how you're doing it, what's behind it. If someone's envious and they want to hurt someone, they say, you stupid, why are you doing like this? So they're correcting them or chastising them out of envy. But another person, an enlightened master or authority who's free from envy, he may also he may correct or chastise someone out of love to correct him. So the intention behind it. So our motivation is everything. Bhavagrahi Janardhan. Janardhan Krishna. He's looking for the bhav behind your action, not the action. What is your bhav? What is your motivation? Why are you doing this? Because of lust, because of greed, because of envy, because of sex life, because of gross sex life? You're doing this to please me and doing this to purify yourself? What is your motivation? What is your intention? Your motivation? What is your mindset? Is it for you? So this is the most important. We always have to cross-examine it. We discussed in those classes. We always have to cross-examine our minds on the basis of this standard of purity, which is given by Rupa Goswami. Anyabilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyadamridam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhakti uttama. This is Uttam Bhakti, so we have to strive everywhere for Uttam Bhakti. This is the all-pervading. It's like the all-pervading verse of Bhakti. Anyabilashita shunyam. Is this Anyabilash, what I'm doing? Is what I'm doing mixed with some other desire besides pleasing Krishna and loving Krishna? Well, yeah, there's a lot of Abhilash here. I just love my hair. I love my long hair, and I love to brush it, and I love to look at it in the mirror. This is pleasing for me. So this is Abhilash. This is not Bhakti. But if you think, I read in the books that Krishna really likes a beni. He really likes Radharani's beni. So I think I'll start braiding my hair in a beni. Braid. But that's not cool. People don't do that in Delhi. So I can't do that because it's not cool. And people think I'm square. Besides, I may get fired. You're working in an office and you come with a braid, they think, what, you're some village girl? Get out of here. You have to let your hair hang down, either, like that thing or loose. Loose, like this, is even better. So you see, so many points everywhere around. Is this pure? Is this for the pleasure of Krishna, or for the pleasure of me? Is it me-centered or Krishna-centered? What I like to think, which is a very interesting point, is that when November 10th in his room in Vrindavan, when Tamal Krishna said, "Prabhupada, everything's ready for tomorrow's parikama of Govardhan." But when we get to Govardhan, of course, part of the parikama is Radhakund. So when we get to Radhakund, would you like to take a snan in Radhakund? Prabhupada said, I won't do, but you all bathe on my behalf. So when we bathe in Radhakund, I'm thinking, Prabhupada, I'm bathing on behalf of you. Be pleased. Because you wanted us, I'm your disciple, and you said your disciples, you wanted us to bathe in Radhakund on your behalf. So, Prabhupada, all I know is you, so you brought me here, you informed me I found out about this place because of you, I came here because of you, I'm here because of you, and I'm bathing because of you. So, be pleased. Prabhupada, I hope you're pleased, I'm bathing on your behalf. So for me, that's enough. Because I know Prabhupada's a mandri, and I know his identity, and if he's pleased, then he'll give me whatever I need to know. And join him or her over there, because he's also him and her, because he has his Gaur Sarup and he has his Krishna Sarup. So in Gaur Sarup he's a Brahmin, Kaishor Brahmin. He's a Pandit, very big Pandit. And so that's him, and then her is his Mandri Sarup, Sakhi Sarup, Nitya Pran Sakhi, Nitya Sakhi. So that's in Krishna Lila. So we'll join him and her in his and her form. Gaur Sarup and Krishna Sarup. This is our good fortune. We get two, better than one. If you're in any other sampradaya, you can only get one perfect form. But in Gaur Sampradaya and in this Nimai Sampradaya, in this Gaudiya Sampradaya, you can get two spiritual bodies, two for the price of one. Do one bhajan, just do one bhajan, you get two spiritual forms. It's a good deal. Radharas Suranidhi class, and this is verse 155. And in this verse, Prabhupada Saraswati makes several points, but one significant point is that he's saying that he's establishing that the name of Srimati Radharani cancels all Vaishnava Parad. Anulikya anantan apisad aparadan marupatir maha prema vishtas tava paramade deyam vimishyati tavaikam Shri Radhe Grinata iha namamrita rasam mahimna ka simam sprishato tavadasyaika manasam. Likya means counting. So anulikya anantan sad aparadan. Sad means saints. Sadhu. Aparad, sadat, marupatir. So this is the actual Sanskrit. Sad aparadan marupatir. It doesn't count the name of Radha. So that's the actual words explain that. Now in the purport, there's no count, it doesn't count. Well, this is a translation rather first. O Shri Radhe, Madhupati Krishna cancels innumerable offenses committed to saints of anyone who even once relishes the nectarian flavor of your holy name. And in great ecstasy, Krishna considers bestowing your highest gift, Radhadasyam, your personal service, on such an offender. Who can then imagine the limits of the greatness of anyone whose mind is fixed only in your service. So here in this verse, Prabhupada Saraswati is echoing what we heard Mahaprabhu talking about, the mercy of Lord Krishna, that Putana came as certainly Putana was an offender. At least she was an offender. She came to kill Krishna. That's quite an offense. So it's a very great offense. She came to kill Krishna. And Krishna, he didn't count that. He didn't count the killing part. He overlooked that. He forgot about that. And he said, oh, you're coming to offer your breast to me, your breast milk to me like a mother, to nourish me, to feed me, to make me happy. I accept that part. I accept that part. I know I overlook your offense. I overlook your offense of trying to kill me. And I'll make you my mother. You want to be my mother? You can be my mother eternally. You can please me eternally and serve me eternally. So this is what he did. So we're hearing that the same Krishna, as he did to Putana, he does to the Vaishnava Aparadi, the Sadaparadi, Madhupati, that he forgives. Not only forgives, as Krishna forgave Putana, but then he promoted her. It's one thing to forgive and let her become a witch again. Okay, you came to kill me? Okay, I won't send you to jail. Go and be a witch again. Go and be Putana and eat some more babies and suck their blood. I won't send you to jail. I won't cut off your head for trying to kill me. Yeah, they just take your body and be a witch again. That's called forgiving. But he did more than forgiving. He promoted her. An astounding, inconceivable promotion. From witch to mother. From bloodsucker to milk giver. She used to suck the blood of babies. Now she's going to give her milk to Krishna eternally. Can you imagine? So now Krishna is again showing such unbelievable compassion to the Vaishnava Aparadi. Someone offends a Vaishnava. But if he takes the name of Radha, Krishna is so happy that he forgives the offenses. He forgives the offenses to him, or someone who takes the name of Radha. Because he's so pleased. Krishna is so pleased if someone chants the name of his beloved. Out of his pleasure, out of his satisfaction, out of the happiness he derives by hearing that pure chanting of his beloved's name, then he wants to give something to that chanter. He wants to bless that chanter. He wants to help that chanter. So he says, oh, he's chanting Radha's name, but he is also making some Vaishnava offenses here and there. Well, I will wipe these offenses off. And not only that, I will promote him. I will give him a promotion. I will give him a gift. Not only cancel his aparads, but to give him something also. It's one thing if you have a debt. You owe someone $100. Oh, I'm really suffering. I owe this person $100. Oh, here's $100. You pay him. Oh, that's nice. Now I paid my debt. Not only that, here's another $1 million. Now you don't have to work anymore. You won't get any debts anymore. Wow. It's one thing to pay my debt, but it's another thing to give me $1 million. So Krishna is removing the offenses of someone who chants Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. He removes the offenses, but then he blesses them with Radha Dasyam, the loving service of Radharani. It's inconceivable. What mercy Krishna has. He cancels innumerable offenses committed to saints of anyone who once relishes the flavor of Radha's name. And then he starts thinking. He considers, okay, I paid his debt. I cancel his offenses to the Vaishnavas. But maybe I should do more, because after all, he is chanting Radha's name. He's chanting Radha's name. And I do have a debt to Radharani. Napariyaham. I have a debt to Radharani. I can never repay my debt to her, because she served me in so many unlimited ways through herself, through her own form, and through the form of all her expansions, her Kayavyuha, Sakis, and Manjaris. How can I ever pay this debt? Oh, if I'm thinking that if I can turn this person into a servant of Radharani, then if Radharani is served, then in this way I can pay back my service to Radharani, because I have to serve her so much. So I think I'll make this person Radha's servant. So he's thinking like this. So who can imagine? So Vishnu Chakravarti, of course, is explaining in Madhurya Kadambini, and that's what we call an eye-opening book. It really opens the eye, the devotional eye of the devotee, Madhurya Kadambini. Offenses are the main obstacle to making spiritual advancement. As we know, even if someone is doing intense bhajan, a devotee can attain Krishna prema if he has committed offenses in this life or previous lives. Only when he offenselessly worships the Lord and all his offenses are destroyed will he attain love of God. This is the opinion of Vishnu Chakravarti. You can see that described in the Madhurya Kadambini. So the question is, how does Radha's name cancel the offenses? So I already hinted at it. It's personal. Radha's a person, Krishna's a person. Radha's name is personal, and she has her personal name, Radha, Radhika, Vrishabhanu Nandini. And it all works on the personal principle. The personal principle works on the pleasure principle. So if Krishna is pleased, he can do miracles. So it's a miracle to get free from the reaction to a Vaishnava aparad. But if Hari is so pleased with anyone, he is so pleased. If anyone who chants the holy name of Radha, he cancels all the offenses of that person and considers giving him Radha's personal service. So it's the same thing. It's described in the second canto. Let's just read what is said here. If some offense is committed to Krishna, then the chanting of his holy name will destroy such offenses. And when an offense is committed to both Krishna and his holy name, then loud chanting of Radha's holy name will not only convince Krishna to forgive these offenses, but also give that devotee Radhika's greatest gift, her personal service. So this is very, Krishna is very reasonable. You understand how this works? What happens is, if we commit offenses to Krishna, that means seva aparads. Krishna's murti form. We're serving him, we do seva aparads, called seva aparads. Offend Krishna. Then we chant Hare Krishna, and that chanting of Krishna's name will exonerate us from that offense, reaction to that offense. But if we offend the holy name, we offend the holy name of Krishna, then, or the Vaishnavas, then it's said that, because sometimes someone makes an offense to a Vaishnava, but that's what it's said here, sadhu, or sad aparad. Sometimes, knowingly or unknowingly, oftentimes we unknowingly offend a Vaishnava, and that also counts. It also counts. If we unknowingly offend a Vaishnava, we knowingly or unknowingly offend, and that Vaishnava may not be around us anymore. He may have left this world, or he may be in some other place, or he may be separated from that person by distance. So then what to do? It's a serious problem. So what is being told here is that, as is mentioned in the second canto, Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtanaha, Ridinanta Shtoyi Badrani, Virunati Saritsatam. Krishna says, I'm sitting in everyone's heart. And when someone hears these auspicious topics of my glories, Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana, that's very purifying and auspicious, religious, pious talks. Virunati Saritsatam, I'm sitting in the heart of that person, and I personally cleanse his heart. He's sitting there as Chetu Guru, the well-wisher, the ever well-wisher within the heart. So he actually cleanses the heart. So in this case, Krishna is saying that when someone's chanting Radha's name, I hear that, and it makes me happy. The personal principle, the pleasure principle. The pleasure principle is personal. So when I become happy, I think, oh, who is this chanting? Who is this chanting Radha's name? Oh, let me see. Oh, this person, he's chanting. But he offends the Vaishnavas. He's done some offenses. I should help him, because he's made me happy. He's pleased me by chanting my beloved's name. So I will remove the offenses. I will not count those offenses, because he's touched my heart. When he offends the Vaishnavas, I feel very offended. And in the story of Ambarish and Durvasa Muni, Ambarish was a great Vishnu Bhakta. I would say rather Krishna Bhakta, because he was coming to Mathura every Ekadasi from Madhya Pradesh. He was living in Madhya Pradesh, he was coming to Mathura to observe Nirjala Ekadasi. So he was apparently he was a Krishna Bhakta. So when he was offended by Durvasa, the chakra, Krishna's chakra, went behind Durvasa Rishi, great Muni and Rishi, and chased him all over the place. And Brahma Shiva, no one could give him any relief. And even went to Vishnu, who released the chakra. The chakra came from Vishnu. He said, Vishnu, can you call back your chakra? It's burning my tail. And it's about to slice me in half. He said, I'm sorry, I can't call back my chakra. It's not in my hand. It's controlled. I am controlled by my devotees. I am my energies. Chakra is one of my energies. Sudarshan is my devotee. He's one of my energies. It's a power. It's energy. I can't call him back. So you have to petition my devotee and get his favor, and then the chakra will maybe consider not chopping you up, burning you up. So then Durvasa went back to Ambarish and he fell at his feet and said, "Please forgive me." And he said, "Well, I don't hold any offense against you. I don't feel any offense. Please forgive me." So then the chakra pardoned this Durvasa Muni. So in that story we see that the one who made Vaishnava Aparad, Durvasa made Vaishnava Aparad, but there wasn't anything he could do. Even Vishnu's intervention couldn't remove that Aparad. Only the Vaishnava. But here, there's something very special that Durvasa Muni didn't know about, or at least he didn't take advantage of. Of course, he knew about Radharani, he gave her blessings so that she could cook. I don't know if it's the same Durvasa, or maybe sometimes there's different Durvasas, or different kalpas also. Different kalpas, different Durvasas. But at any rate, he didn't chant Radhe Radhe while he was flying around the universe. He missed the point. He was flying all around the universe from Brahma Loka to Shiva Loka to Vishnu Loka, but he never once said, Radhe Sham. That would have saved him a lot of suffering. So this is the unique, in other words, the whole idea that Prabhupada and Saraswati is trying to explain here is Radha Nam Mahima. Because this is the last verse where we'll be discussing Radha's Nam. And then tomorrow, by her blessings, we'll start to hear about the glories of Radha's transcendental form. Radha Rupa Mahima. Nam, Rup, Gun, Leela, and Seva. This is the progress. So, after hearing all about the wonderful sweetness and glories and power and benefits of Radha's Nam and the beauty and of her transcendental form and her qualities and her pastimes with Krishna, then after hearing all of that, that's called knowledge, transcendental knowledge, Radha Tattva, Prema Tattva, then Nam Tattva. Then from that knowledge develops a desire. No knowledge, no desire. You can't desire something you don't know about. So we have knowledge, Radha Tattva, knowledge of Radha. Then some desire will come. And the desire is that we'll have a desire to serve this glorious, wonderful personality known as Sri Radha. And that desire will awaken, or that desire will intensify, or magnify, or manifest. So this is the prayojan of this class, the Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. Now Krishna becomes happy. And then he thinks, what can I do for this? This person has made me, you've made me very happy. What can I do for you? So Krishna doesn't even have to ask, because he can look and see, he's a devotee. I know what I can do for this person. He's not making very much progress, because he's an aparadi. He's offending the Vaishnavas. I'll cancel the aparads. I'll cancel the aparads. Because I have the power, I like the king. If someone is condemned by the court to be hung because of his crimes, there's, what's it called? Amnesty. It's called amnesty. The king can intervene. The king can intervene and say, stop! Royal decree! Release this man. Do not hang him. He's my cousin's brother, cousin's nephew's uncle's son's brother's cousin. Therefore he's related to me. Typical Indian family, right? He's my grandson's uncle's brother's son's nephew's uncle's brother's son's brother's nephew's brother. Therefore, he's my family member. Indians have the longest families in the universe. They can trace out their families for like 3,000 miles. I meet someone, so he's my brother. I said, really? How is that? Did he come from the same womb that you did? He said, no, he's my uncle's brother's nephew's son's brother's grandson's nephew's cousins, and therefore he's my brother. I said, okay, great. Jai Bhai. Jai Bhai. Nam Guru. So like this, if the king releases you, the royal decree, so Krishna is the supreme king, the god of all gods, the king of all kings. So if he's pleased by saying Radhe Radhe, then that fortune is ours. This is the glories of Radhanam. When a person just once chants the holy name of Radha, Krishna becomes overwhelmed by ecstasy, and he immediately cancels all the offenses that person has committed and gives him Radha's highest gift, her personal service. But even Krishna becomes bewildered when someone actually fixes his mind on becoming Radha's maidservant. Who can touch the limits of the glories of such a great soul? This is Babaji Maharaj's realization and comment that if someone fixes his mind on becoming Radha's maidservant, of course that's the conclusion of this class, but everything we're speaking will hopefully lead in that direction, that our mind becomes turned. Radhe Matir Astu. May your mind be inclined to Radha. Radha Matir Astu. Because naturally, what benediction could Lord Chaitanya give anyone? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. He's in Radha Bhav. So whenever he's benedicting anyone, what does he say? Krishna Matir Astu. Because only Krishna, Radha doesn't know anything but Krishna. May you turn to Krishna. May you think of Krishna. May you chant Krishna. May you be inclined to Krishna. May you mati, your intelligence be used for Krishna's pleasure and service. It's not possible for Mahaprabhu to say Radhe. Radhe. Krishna, Radhe. Radhe Matir Astu. But Rupa Goswami will say that. And Das Goswami will say that. And our Guru Parampara will say that. Radhe Matir Astu. So we have to take this. So if we're a sannyasi, if we're a sannyasi, or we're a devotee giving blessings to someone, then we can't imitate. We can't do anukaran of Lord Chaitanya. Oh, Lord Chaitanya said Krishna Matir Astu, so I should do that. I should imitate. No, can I imitate the Mahabhav? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna experiencing Radharani's Mahabhav, Viraha Bhav. But in our parampara, this is Gaudiya Sampradaya, we want everyone to turn towards Radharani, Radhadasyam. Radhe Matir Astu. Question? Okay. There is no questions. All questions have been answered. Okay, question.
Just like that. When we take like Radharani, Krishna is very pleased and he blesses and everything. So is it like that vice versa when we take Krishna's and
If one thing is true to the one, then the other thing must be true. If Krishna is pleased when we chant Radha's name, and he makes all adjustments and helps us, then if we chant Krishna's name, doesn't Radha become pleased and make all adjustments? Certainly. Why not? That's why we chant the Maha Mantra. But the question is, when we're chanting the Maha Mantra, which has both the names of Krishna and Radha, which will please Radha and Krishna, and if they're both pleased, then all of our offenses will go and all of our problems will be solved. But the real question is, when we chant the Maha Mantra, are we chanting it with an intense and pure desire to please Radha and Krishna? Because you made the point, if Krishna is pleased with our chanting of Radha's name, then he'll respond accordingly. And if Radha is pleased with our chanting of Krishna's name, she'll respond accordingly. So the bottom line is pleasure. So therefore, when we chant the Maha Mantra itself, even without resorting to separate chanting of Radhe, 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 or Krishna, 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 Sham, 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 we can derive the same result. But here, this is Prabhupada Saraswati, who's Tunga Vidyasaki. He's actually showing something here that's a little bit in between the lines, that a couple of things are happening here that's different. The difference between Radha's name and Krishna's name. Radharani has a particular quality, a particular energy. It's known as karuna. Karuna means compassion. Karunamayi. And this energy, this quality, this power is with Radharani. And when one chants the name of Radharani, then this invokes compassion in Krishna. And that makes Krishna compassionate. Because Krishna, he needs this karuna to show his compassion. So he derives it from Radharani, then he displays his compassion by doing the needful. So this is why Prabhupada Saraswati, because he could have also said the same thing about Krishna's name, but he's only saying about Radha's name. And Radha's name, because Radha's name itself has this karuna, this compassion in it. And when Krishna hears it, it creates compassion in him. Now, if we chant the name Krishna, Krishna, there's no karuna in that name.
But Radharani is herself Karunamaya.
Yeah, but we're not drawing out. Why would she express that karuna?
It's her beloved's name.
No, not necessarily. She'll just relish the chanting. She'll enjoy the chanting. It doesn't mean she'll hear the name, oh, they're chanting Krishna, Krishna. But also in other places it's said, by Vishwanath Chakravarti, by Narottam Das Thakur in Prem Bhakti Chandrika. He says that when we glorify Radharani, when we sing bhajans to Radharani, Krishna comes running. And when we sing bhajans and stotras to Krishna, then Radha comes running. So that's why the Acharyas tell us, don't leave it at this. Don't just chant Radha Kripa Kataksha. It's not sufficient. Because that will please Krishna, not Radha. Because it's all about Radha. And Radha is not an egotist like Krishna is. Krishna is an egotist. He likes to hear his glories. Radharani doesn't like that. When Krishna was in the mood of Radharani, he came as Gauranga. And when anyone tried to glorify Gauranga's name, he would put his hands in his ears. Because Radharani doesn't like to hear her glories. She's not an egotist. But Krishna is an egotist. When you chant Krishna's glories, there's no pastime where he's putting his fingers in his ears. So therefore, when we chant Radha Kripa Kataksha, Krishna becomes very pleased and he runs to our side. He comes, oh, why are they chanting Krishna's glories? It's told that we should also chant, when we chant a prayer to Radharani, then Krishna will come. But we worship Radha Krishna Yugal. We don't worship one without the other. So then we must follow it immediately with a prayer to Krishna. And the Acharyas often recommend Nanda Nandan Ashtakam, because this is by Rupa Goswami. So everything by Rupa Goswami is quite perfect. More than perfect. Most perfect. When you chant these two prayers, then Radha and Krishna both come. And that's what we want. Because if you chant Radha Kripa Kataksha, Krishna comes. And he runs, he says, oh, you called me. And then when he gets there, he'll become unhappy. Hey, where's Radharani? Oh, I didn't call her. Hey, you nonsense. How can I can't have any fun with you. Where's Radharani? And then you chant a prayer to Krishna. Then Radharani, who's chanting Krishna's glory? Then she runs. Then they're both there. And then they're both happy to be there. And happy to be with each other. And then they look at you and say, oh, you caused this? You brought this milan? This meeting? Oh, what do you want? Oh, I want to serve you. Okay, well, karo, do it. So therefore, we shouldn't leave half the cake. I mean, you have to make the cake and the icing. So this is the thing, that if we chant Krishna, Krishna, Krishna's name, then Radharani is very happy. But whether she does what Krishna does, removes offenses, because she doesn't dirty things. Radharani doesn't deal with any dirty things. Offenses she doesn't get her fingers dirty. Krishna does dirty work. It's a fact. Krishna does dirty work. When the earth fell into the stool in the bottom of the ocean, bottom of the universe, it's stool. Garbhadak ocean is all the junk in the bottom of the universe. Then you have to take a form which contacts dirt. The only form that contacts sewers is a sewer. SCWR. Sewer means a gutter in English, and in Hindi sewer means a pig. So Krishna took a form which contacts dirt, because a sewer sticks his nose in the stool and picks up something from there, right? You ever saw in the village? So Krishna took that form and so that proves that Krishna contacts dirty things. But do you ever read any description of Radharani becoming a sewer? Radharani ever became Varaha? No. So Krishna, Vaishnava Aparadha, very dirty thing, very contaminated thing. So Krishna, he's into this stuff, purifying contaminated places. The Radharani's a Rasamai, Rasheshwari, Leelamai, she's in Leela. So I don't think that it works the same way when you chant Krishna's name that Radharani comes running to clean up your dirty offenses. And Prabhupada Saraswati is again confirmed. Prabhupada Saraswati is not saying that. And he should know. He should know about Radharani, certainly more than we do. Being Tunga Vidyasaki, being a direct expansion of Radharani. So this is, but the interesting point which I mentioned, if you would have, maybe you caught it, is that when you're chanting Radha's name, what's happening? Radharani is coming there, as I already mentioned, because her karuna comes into Krishna's heart. This is what I mentioned about 10 minutes ago. Because you're trying to invoke Radharani to come and do something for you. You say, well, if you chant Radha's name, this is the Sringamata is asking, if you chant Radha's name, then Krishna becomes pleased and he cleanses the offenses. So is it true then if you chant Krishna's name, that Radha comes and cleans the offenses? That's what you're asking. So my idea is no. But no and yes. Because she doesn't have to come, she comes already when you chant Radha's name. When you're chanting Radha's name, then that name Radha is full of Karuna Shakti, compassion. And that name enters Krishna's heart and it creates compassion within him. And it creates a compassionate mood in him. And it's the compassion that enters Krishna's heart which makes him come to us and remove our offenses. So the Shakti behind that action is Radharani, as usual. Behind every great man is a great woman. So Krishna coming and doing that work, that motivation, that inspiration, that energy is Karuna Shakti, which he's receiving via the holy name of Radha. So they're both there automatically. So, conclusion is, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai 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 Shri Radhe, 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 Radha Nam Mahima Ki Jai. So this is Radharasura Nidhi, and we finished describing selected verses from Prabhupada Saraswati's immortal work, Radharasura Nidhi, glorifying the Radha Charana Mahima, the glories of Radharani's name. Now he's right in the beginning, which is interesting. He has a verse where he glorifies Radharani's feet. So we'll spend a few days at Radharani's feet, which is a good place to stay today, tomorrow, and forever. To be eternally fixed and fastened and held to the feet of Radharani. This is a great perfection. Ainanda tanaja kinkaram patitam vam vishameva vambado kripaya tava parapankaja stita duli sadrisham vichintaya. This is exactly the prayer of Krishna. Krishna is also praying to Nanda Nandan. Krishna is praying to Nanda Nandan in Shikshastakam. Hey Nanda Nandan, O son of Nanda Maharaj. So who's praying now? It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in Radha Bhav. So actually Radharani is praying. The Shikshastakam prayer is spoken by Radharani. Govinda Virahena Me. All the words are about Krishna. Govinda Virahena Me, Nanda Nandan, Prananath. So therefore, all the naam of that is Radharani calling out to Krishna. Radharani feeling separation from Krishna. So in this prayer, which represents the state of asakti, attachment, in bhakti, we have Shraddha, then Sarasanga, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, then Nishta, then Ruchi. Ruchi is then Nadanam Najanam Sundarim. Then Nishta is Trinadapi Sunichena. And now Asakti is this. So now Krishna is praying to Radharani, please attach me to your lotus feet. That makes sense. Radharani is the purest devotee of Krishna. She always wants to be fixed and fastened at the lotus feet of Krishna. Nandan, hey, I Nanda Nandan. I Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Tanuja Kinkaram. I'm your Kinkari. I'm your maid servant. Kinkara. Kinkara or Kinkari means servant. Male or female. Kinkara or Kinkari. I am your servant. That is my eternal position. I have no other position. I am not your Lord. I am not your controller. I am not your master. I am your servant. This is my identity eternally. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Patitam mam vishave bhavam buddho. I am drowning this ocean of separation from you. Patitam mam. I'm very fallen. I've fallen into an ocean of separation from you. Where are you? Hey Krishna. Hey Rad. Hey Krishna. What was it? Hey Rad. Hey Vrajadevike. Hey Krishna, where are you? Oh Nanda Nandan. I'm patita. I've fallen into this terrible ocean of separation. And I'm suffering. Stita duli sadrisham. Stita duli sadrisham. Stita duli. Fix me. Just fix me as a duli, as a piece of dust, a particle of dust at your feet. This is what I'm begging you. So Radharani is begging, Krishna, pick me up. Don't leave me alone. Come back to me. I'm naturally attached to you, and you're naturally attached to me. I should be with you at every moment. Why have you gone to Mathura? Why have you gone to Dwarka? So this is from her perspective. So here, for the bhaktas, we're praying, oh Krishna, we're in the bhava-ambudhi. We're not in the bhava-ambudhi. For Radharani, it's bhava-ambudhi. Ai nanda tanuja kinkaram patitam ma vishame bhavambudo. Vishame bhavambudo. Vishame bhavambudo means, visha means poisonous ocean of material existence. Vishame bhavambudo. Bhavambudo. But for Radharani, it's Visha Bhava Ambudhi. It's Bhava, she's feeling the poison, Visha, poison of the drowning, she's drowning in an ocean of poison of separation. It's Bhava, Visha Bhava. At any rate, this is some internal other point. But here in this prayer, we would pray that Krishna would pick us up from this ocean of material existence and keep us fixed in Adam at the dust of his lotus feet. So here, the Vaishnava, the Gaudiya Vaishnava is praying, O Radharani, please pick me up from the ocean of material distress and fix me as an atom of dust in your lotus feet. Because the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they want to please Krishna. They want to please Krishna and satisfy Krishna by pleasing his devotee. Because in innumerable places, Krishna says, one who says he's my devotee is not my devotee. But one who is devoted to my devotee, and one who serves my devotee, I very much appreciate him, and I'm very much grateful and like him. I consider him my devotee. So the best way to serve Krishna is to serve his devotees. Das, das, anu das. Gopi bar tu padakamalayur? Das, das, Anudas. So that philosophy is perfected in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and the concept is known as Radha Dasyam. So all of our Goswamis have taught and written, especially Prabodhananda Saraswati, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, etc., that the perfection of life is become a servant of Srimati Radharani. Become a maidservant of Radharani. Of course, we may have a different Sthayi Bhav. We may be in Sakya-ras, become a servant of Krishna or Balaram, or rarely, maybe, Vatsalya-ras, it's possible. But generally what's being presented in totality of Gaudiya Vaishnavism is to become a maidservant of Srimati Radharani, to become her servant. So then our angle of vision is, yes, I want, yes, Krishna, please, we will pray to Krishna. Krishna, please pick me up from this ocean of material suffering, of birth and death, and this ocean of forgetfulness from you, and fix me as an atom in the dust of Radharani's lotus feet. This will be our modification of the prayer. Because every one of our acharyas in the parampara, they're all maidservants of Radharani. Everyone. Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Gaura-Kishora, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and all Vishwanath, Chakravarti, Baladev, Vidyabhushan, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sad Goswamis, they're all in the service of the lotus feet of Radharani. And we're reading their books, and we're studying their books, and we're worshipping them, and we're praying to them. So, where can we end up? Where will we end up? We have to end up with them. Like once they asked Prabhupada, well, Prabhupada, you sometimes you say that you'll be leaving us soon, that you're an old man, 70 is already gone, and you could leave at any moment, and we have to get serious. But Prabhupada, how, without you, how will we carry on? And you're everything for us. I mean, for us, Krishna consciousness means you. Prabhupada, for us, Krishna consciousness means Prabhupada consciousness. And Prabhupada said this, and Prabhupada said that. And we're doing this because Prabhupada wants it like this, and Prabhupada will be happy if we do it like this. And we want to please Prabhupada. Krishna is so far away from us, we don't really know or understand Krishna. And we know and perceive something about you. You're everything. So, if you leave this world and you go back to Krishna, what's going to happen to us? It's where will we go? Where will we go when we die? Because we're always thinking of you and serving you. Then Prabhupada answered, said, if you're always thinking of me and serving me, then you'll come to me. You'll be with me. And then the devotee said, well, Prabhupada, you'll be with Radha and Krishna. You'll be in the spiritual world with Radha and Krishna. Well, that's right. And so will you. Because if I'm there and you're with me, then we'll all be together, serving the lotus feet of Radharani. So this is a very joyous prospect, very positive potential being presented before us. So this group of verses talks about, in general, it talks about Radha Rup Mahima, and we'll discuss different aspects of Radharani's transcendental form, the glories, the Mahima, the glories, the fame, name, glories of Radharani's form. And this particular verse, it's verse number 2, which describes something about the overall effect of Radharani. Just the overall effect of Radharani's beauty. It's called her, you can say her, Radha's prabhav, her influence, her effect. Yasya kadapi vasnan chalakela nota danyati danya pavanena kritartamani yoginja durgamagatir madhusudanopi tasya namostu Vrishabhanu Bhuvo Dishepi. This is a very nice verse. Yogendra Durgamagatir Madhusudana. Danya Pavanena Kritardamani. The translation is, even Madhusudana Krishna, who is very hard to attain, Yogendra Durgamagati. Durgama. Gama means to go. It's Gati, go to that goal. Durgama Gatir, the destiny or the goal. Gati. Durgama means it's very hard to go there. It's very difficult, very hard to go there. Yogendra, the greatest king of yogis, have a very great difficult time going there or attaining Krishna. Krishna is hard to attain, even by the best of yogis. Yogi Raj or Yogendra. But that Krishna, who is Yatra Yogeshvara Krishna, As Sanjay is telling in Bhagavad Gita, verse 70 of 18th chapter, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Tatra Partha Dhanurdhara. He's saying that Krishna is the Yogeshwara. Krishna is the yogi of all yogis, the Ishvara, the controller of all yogis. That greatest yogi himself, Krishna, he feels himself greatly blessed. He feels actually blessed. Ati Danya. Danyati Danya. Danyati Danya. Ati means excessively or greatly. Greatly blessed, not only blessed but fortunate. He's wealthy. When he is touched by even the slightest playful breeze coming from the tip of Radhika's garment. I offer my obeisances to any direction in which I may find the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Tasya namostu Vrishabhanu bhavo dishe pi. Dishe means dig. Dishe means direction. He's saying namostu. I offer my obeisances. In any direction where Vrishabhanu Nandini is, I offer my obeisances. She's so glorious. So, this verse is telling that Radharani's form, her transcendental form, her sweetness, her beauty, her qualities, the overall presentation is so astounding and so amazing that simply a little breeze, a little wind blows from her body and passes over her garment, passes by her sari, and then it goes downwind or it goes to some distance, and Krishna feels that breeze, that wind. As soon as he feels it, he feels, oh, I'm so fortunate, I'm so blessed, I'm Ati Danya. Ati Danya means I'm very wealthy, excessively wealthy. Today I received a great fortune, a great wealth has come to me, because some of the wind has blown by Radharani, and that same wind that blew over her body is now blowing on my body. How fortunate I am. So right now we're turning our fans and blowing the wind from our bodies all over each other. But no one's considering themselves very fortunate by that. But this verse, Prabhupada Saraswati, of course there's a pastime behind it which he's seeing, but he's explaining that the breeze alone maddens Krishna. He becomes completely maddened just by the breeze from the border, Vasana Anchala, the Kela, the playful breeze which arises from the border of Radharani's dress. So the whole idea is that when we hear about the Mahima, the Na Mahima, the Rup Mahima, the Guna Mahima, and the Lila Mahima of Radha, of Radharani, then we can have some appreciation. First, knowledge. We acquire some knowledge. Then that knowledge breeds or generates appreciation. It generates appreciation and, of course, understanding and perception. And then, following that, or consequent to that, may come desire. Because it's impossible to desire something you don't know about. It's impossible to desire something you've never perceived. It's impossible to desire something you never heard about. And think about that. Can you desire something you've never seen? Can you desire something you never heard about? So to desire Radharani, to desire to serve Radha, or to become her maidservant, or Palyadasi, protected maidservant, or to become her mandri, or her eternal maidservant in Braja Gokul. How can you develop that desire if you don't know anything about the mistress, or you don't know anything about the person? You don't know anything about the glories of their name, or their form, or their qualities, or their pastimes. It becomes a very empty desire, a very inconsequential desire, which will not generate very much energy, or not generate very much enthusiasm, or action on the path of devotion towards her lotus feet. So therefore, these subjects are being discussed. So there, this is one point, and then of course we'll continue a little bit more tomorrow. But there's this word is Madhusudan, because every word, of course, has so many meanings. But Madhusudan has, in the beginning of creation, when Brahma was have the Vedic literatures, had the Vedas, there were two demons that appeared from Brahma. I think they appeared from his nostril, or they came out of his breath or something. And their name was Madhu and Kaitab. And then when they came out, then they stole the Vedas and ran away. They stole the books of knowledge, and they ran away from Brahma. And then Brahma said, "Oh my God, these guys just stole all the knowledge." So there was no more knowledge in the universe. All the books of knowledge were stolen. They took the knowledge. We don't really know if it was books. It's not really described books, but they stole the knowledge. It's described that he was manifesting Vedic knowledge, Brahma, and then Madhu and Kaitab came out and stole it. So that sometimes the acharyas, they give classes and they see that Madhu and Kaitab, they represent some qualities, how we lose knowledge. The Madhu and Kaitab, they represent... one of them I think represents forgetfulness, and then the other one is... some other thing. Anyway, I have it in one of my notes. But they're you can say metaphorical personalities. But they have form also. Metaphorical, and they have form. So they took the Vedas, and then Brahma was bewildered. All the knowledge was stolen. His storehouse of knowledge was stolen. Then he started crying, "Vishnu, where? Vishnu, where?" So he cried to Vishnu. He said, "Listen, they stole the knowledge. His Madhu and Kaitab, they took the knowledge and ran off somewhere." And he was unhappy, like a baby when you steal his candy. You take the candy away from a baby, he cries. So Brahma, his candy is knowledge. That's his candy. A Brahman, his...
Finish na?